the truck is backed into a holding shed, which is equipped with a big bank of fans. One whole side is just solid fans. And it has misters to blow on the birds to keep them cool. It's extremely important not to let them get overheated. In the summertime, the trucks have completely open sides. You've got to have that for ventilation when it's 90, 100 degrees hot Fahrenheit. In the wintertime, the birds would get too cold if they were in open trailers. So fiberglass panels are put into the side of the trailer so that the birds do not get cold. In the summertime, it would be too hot to have the sides of the trailer covered. The trailer with the birds in it is pulled into the unloading bay, and there's a hydraulic lift, and the cage doors are open, and an employee moves the turkey into the conveyor that takes it down into the controlled atmosphere stunning. Have a slow, gradual rise of the CO2. The pig plant, you very quickly put them into 90%. You can increase the CO2 levels faster than you can for chickens, but not as fast as pigs. And you have to get that just right to avoid flapping and escape movements, trying to get out of the chamber. The employees are on hydraulic platforms that go up and down. They open up the cages and they pull the birds out and hang them live on the shackles. And they go through what's called a water bath stunner, where their head is immersed in the water and there's electric current passed from their head through the shackle, and that will make the bird insensible, electric stunning. In order for electrical stunning to make an animal insensible, it has to cause some epileptiform activity in the brain. When the birds emerge from the stunner, you will have some twitching and movement, but you have to make sure there's no blinking. And when I'm training people to audit electrical stunning, I say go out into the holding shed. I want you to look at the live anesthetized turkeys emerging from the controlled atmosphere stunner, and then the employees will place these birds on the shackles. You can see the heads are very limp. They're coming out completely limp. Now, if a turkey was actually fully conscious, he would put his head up like this. That's the position they would be in if they're fully conscious. If the turkey's got a long neck, it will curl up like this. The next step is birds go through an automated bleeding machine. Any bird that missed the automatic cutter would be cut by the backup man, have had their feathers softened up by the scalder. And then the next step is to go into the picking machine, which has a whole lot of rubber fingers that rotate that take off the feathers. There are a few little bits and pieces of feathers still attached, and employees on the line will remove those. And then the next step is to put them on a different type of shackle that just holds them by the drumsticks because the feet have been removed. And then they go further on down the process where the insides are taken out. The first step in making sure that the carcasses stay clean is a hose is used to evacuate feces. It's very important to avoid fecal contamination on the carcass. And then as the turkeys move down the line, the innards are removed in varying steps. And it's really important during these steps to not rupture and break the innards, because again, that would contaminate the carcass. Many of these processes are done by hand in turkeys. This would be very similar to pork processing plant. In chickens, a lot of these processes are highly, highly automated, but in turkeys, they're bigger, the lines are slower, so these, step-by-step process of carefully removing the innards is done by hand. Types of meat processing, you don't want to waste anything. So all different parts of the animal get different uses. At this point, they're cleaning out any remnants that might be left after the innards have been completely removed. There's an employee that does checks for carcass defects. This is a really important part of the plant's quality assurance program. Also, it's part of continuous improvement. These sorts of inspections are really important for ensuring quality product. This shows turkeys going into a chiller tank to get chilled. And this particular plant uses water bath chilling. The turkeys are chilled for 5 hours. The birds are emerging from the chiller, going to have to be rehung back up on shackles so they can go into the deboning line and be taken apart.